All right. Well, hey, all of you beautiful people, how are we sounding tonight? How are things sound? Look at all of you wonderful people hanging out with us, starting the late night edition of the Power Hour of Love, rolling into your 10 o'clock hour. Going to keep you here to 11 with the beautiful and wonderful Aur3llia joining us all the way from her beautiful Twitch channel out there, which I recommend all of you people go out there and check out that channel right away. Exclamation point mod down there in the chat will bring up her amazing channel right there for you guys to head over and see. And we highly recommend it because Aur3llia is, of course, a fantastic charity streamer who just crushed a fantastic goal this week, finishing up her Player versus Hunger. Look at Aur3llia coming in with that host of one viewer right there. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. Now you can watch on both channels. We'll get double the viewers. Oh, see?
Double views. That's the real tea.
But yes, Aur3llia just hit a goal of over $350 raised for Player versus Hunger, which of course helps the over 20% of children here in the United States who are food insecure and don't know where their next meal is coming from. It helps them find it. You know, only $6 can provide up to 3 meals for these food insecure children. And with over $350 raised, with a $200 goal, so you almost doubled your goal. It's just a fantastic feat. You did such an amazing job. And I wanted to share a special thank you not only to you, Aur3llia, but also to all of these beautiful and amazing streamers, all their subs and donations for coming out to the Halo 5 charity event that we did here at the Power Hour, and for just making it happen, guys. This love goes out to you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for everyone in chat, I would not be doing what I'm doing, and we would not be supporting such amazing charities. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And in addition to that, since the Power Hour made a deal with y'all like a week or so ago during the Halo 5 tournament that we would take any subs that you guys wanted to throw our way, and we would take the whole $5 and pay it forward to the charity, right? That we are only 4 subscriptions away from getting a 4th emote for all of our subscribers. Right?
Woo, emote hype.
So yeah, if you guys are out there, you're questioning it, your $5 will go directly to a charity, to a great cause. Actually, your campaign for that's over, but I'm sure we can push it forward onto whatever Aur3llia is starting this Friday, because she'll be kicking off a new charity for this month then. So again, any subscriptions or bits or anything we get tonight will pass on to that charity. But we'd love to get a 4th emote for everyone. And if anyone has a cool idea for an emote that you'd love to see here at the Power Hour Love, throw it down there in the chat. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, do it.
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm so hungry.
No, you're just fine. So we got a couple of announcements. I should make a slide for the beginning of the show that just says announcements. But here, let me get this thing out of your face right there. That's probably helpful, right? There you go. But the Name That Game tournament will be kicking off in May. Julio Redwood, I see you out there. Jay Plays Games 2. J-Dog. I got to give my shout-outs to everybody out there. I've seen Circle hanging out there. Golden Girl Bell. Chimera out there, man. You guys are the best. Demo is hanging out there. AFBD5435. Lose some weight, fatty. Wow, thanks. Real nice. Always a pleasure. But the Name That Game tournament will be kicking off in May. Now, Senior Bowl is going to be back next week to tell you guys all about it. This is what he hosts throughout our social media, sometimes on Instagram, sometimes on Twitter, sometimes right here live on the show. But basically what it is we show an image of mostly retro, sometimes newer games, but a single still image, and it's up to you guys to guess as fast as you can what game that is. And if you throw it down in chat or you're the first one to comment on social media, you accrue points throughout the month of May. And he does it like every other day, something like that. Sometimes you get more points for doing one live on the show, sometimes more points for a secret one that's unannounced on social media. But like I said, Circle, thank you so much for that sub out there. Look at that. You got the love. Spread it.
Spooky's in here.
Spooky Butt coming in with that amazing emote that she made right there. That looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm wicked jealous of that one, but I'm glad I have it. Thank you so much, Circle. That's amazing. That $5 going to whatever charity Aur3llia announces this Friday and gets us that much closer to our goal. And again, since you all are some awesome gamers out there, we expect some fierce competition coming in hot for the Name That Game tournament this year. So feel free to jump on in and rock and roll with us. Like we said, Senior Bowl will be back next week to tell you a little more details about it. All right, chat is just flying by down there. We don't
worry, I
appreciate
got
the
you. You just
negativity.
keep going.
Okay. All right, so tonight we're talking about the 2019 video game anniversaries. That is right. It turns out, right, that me and Aur3llia share a lot of interesting things in common here on Twitch. First and foremost, the fact that we're both each other's third follower. I don't know if you realize that. Look, Aur3llia knows. She knows all. But yeah, we're both each other's third follower, and I thought that was super cool. I only realized that recently when I was looking, how long has it been that we've actually mutually followed each other? And it turns out May, starting in just a few days, will be our 6-month Follow-Versary for following each other back here and having kind of a great Twitch partnership ever since we've met. So to celebrate that, we thought it'd be fun to get her on the show tonight and to talk about all of the video games that are having an anniversary here in 2019. And it turns out there's a super ton of them, right? So we're only going to focus on the biggest anniversaries, the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and all the way back to the big 4-0 tonight, talking about all of these amazing games that are celebrating their anniversary this year. So
anniversary hype!
Heck yeah, let's see some emotes in the chat for anniversaries right there.
Put those emojis in there!
We know some of y'all got some boyfriends, some significant others, some spouses, or maybe you're just having your own little Legionnaire Follow-Versary you want to shout out down there in the chat. Feel free, because I know so many of you beautiful people have been a super positive, wonderful influence on my life. I appreciate you guys having me, and I would love to celebrate just how long you and I have been friends here on Twitch. But without any further ado, we have a slam-packed show tonight for all of you beautiful people. Of course, Aur3llia has volunteered to play a game of NEWSFLASH with us a little bit later. If you guys remember, that's the game we kicked off during our 3-year anniversary. So again, keeping the anniversary theme, we figured it'd be fun to play it with Aur3llia tonight, considering she also has an expert level green screen. We will be placing her in a... You all right there? Hey, it looks banging because I set it up. So there you go. But anyways, well, okay, not physically, but, you know, with the digital parts, I helped. You
made it look good.
All right, there we go. I'll get some credit. Jeez.
Expert level green screen, as in this thing is probably going to fall down at some point on the power hour.
That's all right, man. That's all right. You just let me know, and I'll hit the please stand by, so we don't dox your whole, you know, wherever you're at, your mystery, your cave there.
My dungeon.
Yeah, exactly. Oof. If you're in her Discord, you know the dungeon she's talking about. You don't want to be there. You might want to be there, but you probably don't want to be there. But anyways, getting back to the anniversaries, getting back to the NEWSFLASH, what we're going to do is we're going to place Aur3llia digitally inside of a video game. She will not know what game it is, but all you beautiful people will get the opportunity to throw comments down in chat that I will read to her while she tries to figure out where she's at. And then she has about 3 minutes, and at the end of it, we'll get to guess what game she's actually in. Now, of course, she doesn't know what game it is, and
I won't cheat.
Yeah, she seems like she's a little shy about doing it, to be honest. She volunteered, but then today was like, yeah, that sound right there. That was the sound she was making. But that'll be coming up a little bit later. Of course, we got some PoDunk news for you. We're going to hit the Draft of Thrones just real quick tonight because there was way too many spoilers to get into it too much. So we're just going to run through a bit of that during the news and everything tonight. But what do you say we kick it off with some anniversaries, Aur3llia? What do you say?
That sounds great to me.
All right. You want to kick it off with the first and foremost, celebrating its 5-year anniversary. Celebrating its 6 months. No, it's okay. You're going to know what it is the minute it comes up.
Okay.
Yeah. But, oh, well, I guess you have like a 10-second delay before you see it, right?
Yeah, I do. It's also, I know what it is. I'm just crangling a kitty.
Oh, okay. That's all right. So, yes, this is a very special game, near and dear to me, near and dear to this occasion, because not only is it celebrating its 5-year anniversary, but it was part of the 6-month anniversary that Aur3llia and I share, because it was the first game I ever saw her play.
Yes, and it's my favorite game of all time. It's Transistor. If you guys have been on my channel at all, you know that Transistor is my all-time favorite game by Supergiant Games. All their games are amazing, but Transistor is my top, and it's 5 years old. I can't even believe that.
Where does the time go, right?
I know. Where does the time go?
Now, I have to say, as mostly a console player before I started hanging out here with all you beautiful people on Twitch, I hadn't heard of this game. So getting to watch Aur3llia play it and really just like roll through the game, because she was a pretty much expert at it, considering it was her favorite game, and I think she had run through it a time or two before already. But the way she would sit there and describe the game and the functions of it and how it worked and the game mechanics and what buttons and what strategies she was using, it was fascinating to me, you know? So it really kind of set the bar for what I look for in Twitch streams, you know? Someone
Thank
who
you.
You're welcome, who has like a good rapport about their game, can impart knowledge upon the viewer. It's why we recommend Aur3llia's channel all the time. You know, we may have a lot of fun here at the Power Hour spouting out some information and some fun stuff at you, but when you're really talking about quality streamers, pretty much everyone that we got down in our chat right here, all of our beautiful friends, are doing the exact same thing. You guys are fantastic and amazing. And I know I play a little bit on the game night. I hope to one day be at the level the rest of you guys are. But
oh, you already are. Shut up. Everyone watches you on game night for a reason.
Aur3llia, tell the beautiful people what you like about Transistor.
I like everything about Transistor. Honestly, the game is just, the art and the music are beautiful and they mesh together so well. The mechanics of the game are incredible. You have a stop time function. It's all like computer and technology based. So it's just, as a gamer, it's just so fascinating. You work with limiters, you work with all sorts of things to make the game harder or easier. You can adapt the gameplay to your style. And every time you run the game, it's a completely different, like it's the same story, the same progression, but depending on how you set it up and the dynamics you use, it can be a totally different experience. The story is also incredibly progressive. Like you get to, it's decision based. So if you make one decision, it could alter your story slightly. And it's just the best game of all time, in my personal opinion.
Well, I have to say, a lot of the things you mentioned are the things that I thought were so fascinating about the game as well. Being able to stop time was really, really cool to me. But not only that, it was the fact that there was so much story involved in a very strategic combat-based game. You know, and there's not a lot of games like that. And I have to say, what hooked me kind of right away, like you said, the art style is fantastic. But not only that, the whole production, if you will, the ambiance of the game is put together in this very sort of cyberpunk romance novel, is basically what it feels like when you're in that world. And hey, I named my show The Power Hour of Love. I may be a little bit into love, you know? You guys may have noticed I might be a bit of a romantic, right? So this game absolutely blew me away, and I thought that the story it carried through and the action of the game was truly fantastic, and I think it was a great game for us to have kind of met on and kind of built a rapport over, knowing that those were your interests as well. So super cool
I think
game.
we definitely have similar gameplay, or not gameplay, but game styles that we like. I think we both like story, but also not overly story, which was cool.
Yes. Yeah, and again, like you said, I love it when you can play a game your way, you know? And Transistor really lets you do that. Like you said, adding limiters to it, choosing your abilities and stacking them. So that's a
Plus, when you interact with people, like I met everyone, I think most people know NEWSFLASH. He's super cool, and he gave me the most OP combo of the game, and I had never discovered that combo in all of my runs. So you learn from people, too.
Absolutely. But it's nice, too, when you get to develop your own gameplay in it, your own style in it. Like a lot of games, especially back in the day, you had to do everything their way. So I love how open a lot of newer games are. So we definitely wanted to take a few extra minutes to throw some praise at Transistor, guys, but it's quite a way to kick off the night. What do you beautiful people think? If any of y'all played that, throw some comments down there in the chat if you have.
Comments and emojis.
All right, well, let's move on to our next game of the night. What do you say?
Yeah.
And we'll probably blow through a lot of the rest of these. This one was kind of special, so we took a minute.
It's my favorite.
The girl likes it. What do you say? You gotta give it a plug. All right. So also celebrating its 5-year anniversary is Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, I know that there's a couple of special young dudes out there watching this show tonight probably who are big fans of Five Nights at Freddy's, because every time I'm at their house, they're like, play with me, play with me, play with me. And I'm like, that's scary. I don't want to do that. You're going to freak me out, man. I'm gonna have bad dreams later. I don't want to do this. You know? But Five Nights at Freddy, of course, is a kind of tablet, PC style game. It's really great because you can play it on lots of mobile devices. But you basically play a security guard inside of a haunted, let's say Chuck E. Cheese style restaurant, where the animatronic figures come to life at night and try to kill you. So your job is to watch the security cameras and try to keep them at bay by like looking at them. And if you can catch them, you can keep them at bay. But every time you look away, they'll get closer, and you got to keep looking back at, and it's freaky, man. So it's a freaky game, but it's a super popular game, especially among the younger crowd. So we definitely wanted to give it a shout out here on the Power Hour. Have you ever played this one, Aur3llia?
No, I've watched a lot of YouTubers play it though. Well, that's a lie. I tried to play it once, but it just like, it wasn't that scary. It was just really annoying because I'm really bad at it.
We have different definitions of scary. That's fine. I'll admit to that. Jump scares get me. They do.
Yeah, horror games don't really bother me all that much, but it was just like, I was so trash at it. I was like, this isn't even worth it. How are people good at this? So I just watched YouTube videos instead.
Well, listen, Sam says, I've known you and Ori and the other great people in chat for about 2 months, and honestly, they've been some of the best months of my life. It's so great to meet such a genuine community full of amazing people. Sam, I absolutely 1000% agree with you, man. I mean, I was telling Aur3llia just a couple of weeks ago that some of the best friends I've made in a decade, I've made in the last 6 months. So I absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out here and being with me, and I see that you do have to run. I know the time difference is probably getting to you, man. Thank you for sticking around and for joining us here on a late night edition of the Power Hour. You take care of yourself. Have a good night, and I hope to catch you again soon.
Bye, Sam.
All right, heading into the 10 years, celebrating its 10-year anniversary, we have another game that's very popular among the younger group here. We've got Minecraft. Now, I'm pretty sure you're a little bit familiar with this one, right, Aur3llia?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, yeah, I've got a nephew who plays this game like crazy. He absolutely loves it, has it on like 8 different systems, and it's cool because it is one of those kind of it's not, I don't know if it's really cross-platform. I don't know if you can play the same game in different places, but you can definitely play the game on just about everything, which is super fun.
Minecraft made so many leaps and bounds within the gaming community, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was probably one of the first games that like brought age groups together.
Yes.
If that makes any sense. Like,
it does.
Parents could play it with their children, siblings to siblings, just friends to friends, and it would all just kind of mesh right together because it's just such a fun, like, it was before its time. Like, when Minecraft first came out, people were like, oh my god, what the heck is this? Like, gonna go anywhere? And then 10 years later, here we are. People still stream it on the daily, make content about it, and play it.
Absolutely. I know we've got a lot of people in chat down there who are actively playing Minecraft. So yeah, it's definitely a game for all ages. And I think it has this great universal appeal with the kind of sort of 8-bit but 3D graphics that it has. And the ability for people who used to love getting in there and tooling around with 8-bit games and kind of creating their own maps. Now they have a whole 3D universe to do it in. And seeing some of the art that comes out of Minecraft is just truly stunning and amazing that people are able to pull off such things. But again, like you said, it's fun as a community game. People can play together, and that's always fantastic. I'm sure you guys will notice we have a lot of community games out here tonight that we'll be running through because they are some of the most impactful games because like we were just talking about, they're what helps connect all of us. You know, when we get to play together. All right. Also celebrating its 10-year anniversary. Boom. One of my favoriteest games of all time, Batman Arkham Asylum. This defined the superhero genre, man, because it had pretty much been just crappy rip-off games until this point. And this was the first game you could play where, damn it, you felt like Batman. You could stalk around. You could beat people up if you wanted. You could play the game how you felt Batman was. Because throughout the history of DC Comics, Batman has always influenced by the writer and artist that are working on his book at any particular time. He may lean more towards World's Greatest Detective sometimes and lean more towards World's Most Physical Badass sometimes. But it's up to you to choose the Batman that you want to be. And you have the freedom to play him in this absolutely stunning rendition of the Batman universe. And needless to say, it gave us some of the greatest iterations of characters. You know, the Poison Ivy in it was amazing. The Killer Croc was amazing. You know, they really took this realistic edge to it. And a lot of that has transferred over both into film and into the comics themselves. So it was a really great breakthrough game. And Aur3llia, is this one you've ever tried out? I'm going to keep asking you right as you have a mouthful of food stuff. I'm so sorry.
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
That's okay. Well, if I could, the one thing I have to say about Arkham Asylum that I think is truly interesting was it was the first time we saw a redesign of Harley Quinn's costume, right? She originally came out in the 1992 Batman animated series, right? It was a kind of a throwaway character created to laugh at the Joker's jokes. Literally, that's why she was there, you know, but she became such a super popular character that she was the first animated character to get pushed into the comic book universe and hence by became insanely popular. Now, when they made Batman Arkham Asylum, they decided to keep Harley Quinn as a major component of the game, and, you know, they got all of the original voice actors from the animated series to do all the voices, which was super baller. So, of course, Arlene Sorkin coming in to do Harley Quinn, they gave her this updated costume for the first time ever. There's her classic, right? And here was the nurse Harley Quinn that they featured in Arkham Asylum, right? So this is a great, great costume. Right, this is one of my all-time favorite villain costumes I think I've ever seen. It really fit her character super well and was just a fantastic rendition. Unfortunately, it opened the gateway for the Harley Quinns we have now that kind of look like drunk strippers, but whatever, you know.
Ooh, shots fired.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm not a fan. I'm sure lots of people are, but I'm not a fan.
I've just been bribed into playing it, so.
Oh, bribed into playing it. Hey. Oh, yep. Bribed by a drawing from Mediocre Bad Guy, whose art was fantastic. I saw him post it up in your Discord, which was super great. But yeah, this is a fantastic game, really. I think you would kind of dig it because it's pretty intense. You really feel like you're in the shoes of Batman, so it's super cool.
Cool.
All right. Also celebrating its 10-year anniversary is Borderlands, right? Now, Borderlands was a really, really cool game. It has a really kind of crazy style to it. The cell shading artwork throughout it is really pretty unique and has become almost universally recognized as Borderlands at this point. Borderlands 2 just expounded upon that and was just such a cult classic. They've gone on to make Telltale games and just like mini games and the pre-sequel and all sorts of fun stuff revolving around Borderlands. Is this one you ever got into, Aur3llia?
I did get into Borderlands quite a bit. I think
Nice.
I probably played, I don't know, I would have to say 200 hours of it.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you gave it a minute.
Yeah, I gave it a minute. I was friends with a lot of Borderlands speedrunners, so I never properly went through the game and learned the story, but I do know how to speedrun it.
There you go. Well, yeah, I have to say, I think you got into this game a lot more than you thought because, you know, pretty soon Borderlands 3 is coming out with a character named Aur3llia.
Yeah.
So there you
I was first, though, okay?
You were first, and you got 2 times the L's she does, so you're totally
Yeah.
way more baller. Don't worry about it. Would make a cool cosplay, though, right?
Yeah, I know. Always have good ideas for cosplays.
Borderlands 3 does come out in September of this year. Yes, it does, J-Dog.
That's hype.
All right, next up. Or you want to take this one?
Oh, yeah. Next up is another one of my favorites, League of Legends. I love League of Legends. This game, I love to hate. It's a MOBA. It pretty much defined a lot of what is modern day esports. They created this game that's so simply frustrating, but so complicated all at the same time. You know, if for those of you who don't know, it's like I said, it's a MOBA. You have 5 people to a team, and it's map to map. But each champ has their own special abilities. There's different metas, different ways to do builds. It's kind of like, I don't know, Smite was after League, but if you play Smite or, you know, I guess Dota, all sorts of that genre, they're kind of all similar, but League of Legends was the first and the pinnacle, and they defined what it is, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I have to say I've watched you and Chimera and even Demo play this game. I've seen you and Chimera play it quite a bit, and I really think it's one of those games, if you're not playing it, you're not going to understand it.
Yeah. I've been playing League since beta. I played competitively season 1 through season 2, and then I dropped the game until last year, and I got back on the game, and it's totally different now. Everything has totally changed. So it's kind of it's a really hard learning curve. Once you understand it, you're you can play pretty much consistently, but if you fall off the face of the planet, you know.
Then it's a whole new world once you get back, huh?
Yeah, it can be.
Well, Spooky Butt mentioned about Borderlands. She said she didn't play with speedrunners, but she played with people who wanted to rush through and would talk through the cutscenes, so I never knew what was going on in the story.
Oh, that sucks.
That would drive me crazy. Yeah, same thing. I used to play with a group of friends, and they introduced me to the game, and they had beaten it several times over and would just skip them. They would just skip cutscenes and stuff. I'm like, wait, guys, what's going on? And they're like, that guy's going to betray us. Don't worry about it. I'm like, oh, well, damn. You know, come on.
Yeah.
Let me get into it a little bit. You know? But this definitely seems like a game I would kind of have fun with because it reminds me very much of an RTS game. And when I think about it, I think back to Warcraft 3. If anyone's ever played that one, do you remember the heroes in Warcraft 3 would pick up special abilities, be able to use magic items, they would level up through each campaign you would do. So a lot of what you guys do in League reminds me very much of the heroes in Warcraft 3 because they're the singular unit that's like a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And then I noticed it has lots of little smaller units, you know, that seem AI controlled. You know, like you guys are summoning little guys to go out there and do stuff.
Yeah, there's a whole lot to League of Legends. Chimera just threw a really good comment in chat. He said you have to keep up with the patches and what champs are good, and the game is ever changing, and you got to keep up.
That's cool,
you
though.
Gotta accept that it's a really hard learning curve, and then you just kind of have to keep up with it. But the more you play it and the longer that you play it, the easier it gets.
I may just stick to watching that Pop Stars video over and over again. That might be my League experience.
Yeah, I guess that works. You'll know 4 of the champs that way, kind of.
I'll know them in the way I want to know them, I can tell you that.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, moving on. Also celebrating its 10-year anniversary. Oh, my gosh, this game.
Child online daycare.
All right, I never heard that before. That was, you get it. You earned it. You earned it for that one. That was pretty good. I have to say, this is what really brought me back to gaming, right? So this came out in 2009, and I had to write this down because this is so cool. No Russian. With those 2 words, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 cemented itself in the hallowed halls of video game greatness, or infamy, depending on how you felt regarding that crazy airport scene where you walked through and murdered a ton of innocent civilians and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, this game was a whole deal.
It was, right? And being like I had come from GoldenEye on N64 and literally didn't play much else. I shouldn't say that. I played a lot on PS2, but between PS2 and this game, like from the launch of 360 till this came out, I didn't play like any video games. And I was like the dark ages for me. And then this game came out, and Bishop, who's sometimes floating around out in chat out there, he showed up with this game and was like, dude, play this with me, dude. It's like Milsim stuff. It's like super good. So I was like, all right. And we got super into Call of Duty. We probably played the next 4 or 5 of them constantly until we realized it's just kind of the same game every time. And it became, like you said, the sort of battlegrounds for people yelling at each other more than actual game conflict at times. Still, fantastic game.
Sorry.
3 claps.
Quit scratching the carpet.
3 claps for Modern Warfare. That's all right.
I'm sorry.
Modern Warfare 2 was COD peak. Julio, I will disagree only on the grounds of the original Black Ops because that game was so vivid and so historic. You know, it took you through a lot of really, really cool history. But yeah, everything after that was like downhill. Like Black Ops to me was just the pinnacle of gaming. You could be in Vietnam and Cuba and all this stuff. That was just really, really cool stuff to me. But this did set a huge bar, especially with its special ops and co-op play, which was really, really, really awesome at the time. That's the Bandito clap right there. Thank you. I'll patent that. Well, there you go. We'll make it the emote. Just the Aur3llia's triple claps right there. All right. Also, on the sequel bandwagon celebrating a 10-year anniversary, we've got Left 4 Dead 2, which, of course, we have played quite a few times out there with Democracy and Spooky Butt joining us during the warm-up to the Halo 5 tournament. Let's call it that. So, super fun game. Again, the original Left 4 Dead was a blast, and one of these days we're going to drag Aur3llia into a game of Left 4 Dead with us, aren't we?
We're going to try.
All right, because I know you're a big fan of this one. Which one would you say you played more, 1 or 2?
2, for sure.
Oh, really? Okay. I think I've played 1 inside out and backwards, and when I played with demo, that was literally the first time I ever played Left 4 Dead 2.
Uh-huh. I'm so sorry.
My world is falling around behind me. Talk about your game amongst yourself, Bandito. I think you're good. You're looking okay for right now.
Okay, for now.
Again, you let me know if you need me to hit the standby or something.
Yeah, I might have to.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, Left 4 Dead. Yeah, I definitely played 2. I don't think I got super heavily invested in it. I pretty much only played it when I had friends.
Okay. Yeah, it's a great multiplayer game. It is a little hard to play by yourself because of the 3 other AI bots you'll get and stuff like that. But definitely a great multiplayer game. The inclusion of the ability when you play online to play as the monsters.
Okay.
All right, we'll bring Aur3llia back in here in just a minute, but for the time being, we'll hang out here till she corrals that Hell Kitty. You know how them Hell Kitties be out there sometimes. But let's see. The pinnacle of Left 4 Dead 2 was the PC version, which included the Left 4 Dead 1 campaigns. Yes, I did notice that on our warm-up to the tournaments, that it was including the Left 4 Dead 1 campaigns, which I think is super awesome. Nothing like replacing all the special zombies and stuff with anime girls. Dude, I actually played a game one time where some guy came in who was continually spawning tanks. So it was like player versus player, so the 4 special infected people versus the 4 regular players. But we were part of the special infected, and boom, like we would all just take a turn, one after the other, being a tank, just griefing these guys. And I felt so bad because I'd hate it if that was me on the receiving end of that. But it wasn't me. I wasn't doing it. I was just getting chosen to be the tank. You just got to do what you do, you know? So super ton of fun, but definitely a blast game. And I love how there's so much merchandise that revolves around Left 4 Dead 2, which I think is a super ton of fun as well. Oh man, that was a frame. This exists, by the way. Nothing like replacing all. Oh yeah. I got you. Okay, not sure if my comment got through okay just now, but gotta give them the paddling. Yes, dude. Yeah, when we were playing Left 4 Dead 2 and I found that cricket bat, holy hell, was that like the ultimate meta of the game right there. Let's see if we can zerk Aur3llia back in here. Oh, what button do I push? There you go. Hey. Can we hear you, Ori? I don't know. I think your mic got cut out.
That was me.
Hey, there
Hi.
it goes. All right.
Sorry about that.
No, you're all good.
No.
No, you're fine. You're a disembodied voice head right there. So here we go again. Hooray.
Give me a voice.
Hooray. All right. But everyone can hear Aur3llia okay, right? Yep. Okay, so I think we're good. There's that F-bomb. Yes, there's our one for the evening.
The one F-bomb. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry.
You used it appropriately, so it's fine. Besides, it's late night. After 10, I'm sure we can get a
it's
couple
after 10. That's the excuse.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can
what's next?
get our slides back up to where we were. All right, so Left 4 Dead 2, super cool, everyone having fun. Yeah, Aur3llia, so this cricket bat is like a freaking meta in this game. If you hit a zombie straight in the face with it, it just pops their head right off like a grape.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's amazing. You can ask Demo, man. Like, I literally killed something like 60 or 70 zombies just with the cricket mallet, and every time I did it, I was like, that's a paddling. I would whack him in the head. I'm sure I was annoying the hell out of Spooky Butt, too, but it was super fun. Demo says, that's why I killed my cat, officer.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Poor Ori. I guess the earthquake wasn't over. Not quite yet. All right, Ori, you want to try again, or?
Let me lock him in the bedroom, because he's just going to keep doing it.
Okay.
Come here, bud.
All right, while she handles that, we'll roll on to the next slide and hope it's not something Ori was a super big fan of. How about that? All right.
That sounds good.
Next up, again, continuing on the trend of sequels. Also, in 2009, we had the release of Assassin's Creed 2. Right now, Assassin's Creed 2, again, was a special entry into the series because it welcomed Ezio Auditore, right? Who was, just such a fantastic character that they wrote him through like 5 mini games that didn't really connect through the main story. Like, what was that? Like Brotherhood and I forget the names, but there was like 3 or 4 other games that just starred Ezio because he was such a popular character. But Assassin's Creed 2 really greatly improved over the original, because the original game had that weird sort of thing where if the guards were chasing you, they could get kind of bugged out and would like infinitely chase you, and it was like a nightmare. So that really got streamlined and smoothed out in 2. And also I just felt like the story was a little more interesting, being in the sort of Renaissance with Da Vinci in it and all that sort of stuff. It was really kind of fun. The feather thing, though, anyone out there who tried to collect all the feathers, yeah, screw you, game, right? Because if you collected all the feathers like I did, because I'm a completist when I play games, right? I collected all the feathers, and what you get in return for it is the official Auditore cape. Now, if you wear that cape, anywhere in the game and a guard sees you, you're immediately on like high alert. Why the hell would I ever wear that? Like, what a piece of trash. So total pain in the ass. Ori, you want to jump back in?
Yeah. It's like the statues in God of War. You smash like 400,000 statues and then you just get a phone number to call, which honestly is pretty cool. But
yeah, it's kind of neat. But the hacking that you had to do in Enter the Matrix to get the phone number to call Persephone, that was freaking hot.
Mm.
All right, let me see. What are you? Bert. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. The man's a wizard. All right, let's see what chat has to say. Hey, there's Floor. What is up?
Floor, we were just talking about you.
Yes, sir, we were. First game I ever platinumed. Very nice. Oh, Ass Creed 2. Yes. When are you seeing Endgame? All right, dude. There's like, if anyone's noticed right here in our yellow bar tonight, it will slide by in just a second. Anyone puts Endgame spoilers in chat, you're instantly banned for the rest of the show. Like, you are gone. Right? That being said, hit me up later because I did watch it. All right. So, not a lot of super fans for Assassin's Creed, so we'll move right in to what I believe will be our last 10-year game.
Whoop, whoop.
Angry Birds. Now, are you a fan of this game, Aurelia?
No, I honestly can say Angry Birds has never been on any device I've ever.
I'm right there with you. I've never played the game. I understand how the physics of it like are very interesting and kind of cool, but I'm not much of a gamer on my phone. That's never been something that really appealed to me. But again, this is an insanely popular title, so you kind of got to give its credit where it's due, right?
Yeah, it brought, I think, in my opinion, Angry Birds made mobile gaming like.
Yeah, you could argue that it and Candy Crush were both kind of, you know, maybe back and forth leading the path. See, look, that's the face. It's like, oh, I did play Candy Crush.
I wasted a lot of time and money on Candy Crush.
But check this out. Angry Birds, that released in December of 2009, was the first mobile game to really hit it big with over 3 billion downloads spread across 18 games over the course of 10 years. This franchise eventually spawned feature films, TV shows, toys, theme park attractions, and more. So pretty impactful game.
Like Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
Same thing, different generation.
I'm not familiar with that game at all. What game is that?
Clash of Clans is like when you have your little army and you build a base and then you go raid people.
Oh, is that like a tower defense game or?
Kind of, yeah.
But like the opposite if you're raiding people, right?
Yeah.
I gotcha. Smartphone gaming is weird. Change my mind.
It is.
I can't. I can never get into phone games. I wish I still had a Flappy Bird, to be honest.
Flappy Bird was the app that got banned from the App Store. Or something.
Gotcha.
It was like this crazy thing. And then people were selling phones that had Flappy Bird on it for hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
That's crazy. Clash of Clans, which made every mobile game have the same thumbnail.
Literally.
Nice.
It wasn't banned? What was it? Did they just take it off the App Store? I honestly don't know what happened. All I know is that it was a huge deal.
There was this guy who was always sat in the pub playing Clash of Clans. That's wild, man. All right, I'm going to have to look up this Clash of Clans later. But again, this was our final 10-year anniversary game. We're going to roll into just a couple of 15-year-old games, and we're going to jump into our NEWSFLASH game and some PoDunk news, people. So stick around. It's about to get cray. All right.
Bad Bone says Clash of Clans is a mobile platform Age of Empires, basically, which I concur with. Dude, except much less strategic.
Yeah, totally played Age of Empires, so I'm right there with you. He kept getting death threats because the game was making people so angry.
Jeez, I didn't know all that. I straight up thought it just got like banned or deleted or something.
Well, getting into our 15-year anniversaries, this goes back to 2004. In October, Blood Rain 2 was released on PS2 and Xbox, right? Now, this is a game I absolutely freaking loved, right? This series was kind of a joke to me because the original cover of the game, I should have grabbed a slide for it, is just like the girl from Here Up. So it's just like her bust right in the cover of the game. And I remember joking with some friends of mine at the video game store I worked at the time that I was like, I am going to buy this game. I don't care what's it about, you know? So I literally bought it, went home and played the game, and you basically play as a vampire who was created during a like Nazi invasion. And okay, I shouldn't say created during a Nazi invasion. She was created a long time ago, but you're playing during World War II. And she's recruited by an elite kind of counter supernatural team that wants to take out all of Hitler's supernatural forces. So imagine this, if you will, right? The perfect guilt-free kill rampage of you playing an undying vampire, going to Nazi Germany and killing Nazis and werewolves and monsters and all sorts of other crazy stuff. I mean, this is guilt-free rampage.
It's like I've never heard of this game in my life. I'm gonna be completely real. It's kind of like they just wanted to find something for everyone to kill.
Yeah.
They're like, let's please all the people by just putting all of it in a game.
Yeah. Well, aside from that, what I thought was a brilliant strategy of giving you the ability to kill things scot-free. Because remember, this is a time, 2004 was shortly after the release of Grand Theft Auto Vice City, right? So this is really when things were heating up with the whole, like, games are too violent. So what if we create something no one cares that we kill it? You know, so you're saying werewolves and monsters and Nazis. No one cares. Feel free. Kill all of them you want. It's fine. You know, so the interesting thing about this game, though, was that as a hack and slash, the only way you could recover life during the game was to literally suck the blood out of people that you encountered, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Look, hey, another cosplay idea. There you go.
Continue on.
You're like, I wish there was a little more to cosplay, just saying. But the like, as you're playing through the game, she would jump onto someone, you know, grab onto their body, wrap her legs around them, bite them on the side of the neck, right? And you could turn the person into incoming enemy attacks or gunfire to keep yourself alive. So super fantastic game mechanic for such an early game. So it was really, really a ton of fun. This, what are you doing in the chat down there? Suck with all them C's, girl.
Kaimo started it.
Kaimo started it. But they definitely had a super ton of interesting gameplay aspects to this game. So I wanted to give it a shout out because, like I said, it was a favorite of mine back in the day. All right, next up on the 15 years, talking about GTA, we're talking Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. You ever play this one, Ori?
Yes. This game taught me how to read.
Oh, did it now?
Partially.
How young were you when you were playing this game?
Well, I wasn't playing it. I was an observer.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but no, San Andreas. I know I watched.
Oh, hang on. You cut out there for a second. What'd you say?
A lot of content on YouTube and Twitch of San Andreas. I have it on my emulator myself. Hello?
Yeah, you cut out again there for a second. You had it on an emulator?
Yes.
Okay.
I have it on an emulator and have never run it myself.
Oh, okay.
But I've seen a lot of content of it played. Like Craig, he plays it.
Very
on
cool.
Twitch.
Very cool. And that helped you learn how to read.
Watching other people play it, yeah.
Very cool. Well, hey, see? Educational. Beneficial.
Yeah, it's educational. That's what I'm trying to get at here, right? Let your kids play GTA SA.
What are you guys complaining about out there? But yeah, this was absolutely a groundbreaking entry into the Grand Theft Auto series, because after the paradigm-shifting GTA 3 and the character-driven masterpiece that was Vice City, San Andreas set players loose in not just a fictionalized Los Angeles, but also a Las Vegas, San Francisco, and the countryside in between to boot. So the massive scale in which this game took place was quite an achievement for the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, last but not least, celebrating its 15-year anniversary is World of Warcraft, right? Now, this has got to be something you tried, right?
Wow. Wow, yep.
I'll be that guy that's like, I've never played it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm such a fan of Warcraft itself. I've played everything from the original Warcraft, 2, 3, all of their RTS games, all the StarCrafts and anything like that. But for some reason, I never got into World of Warcraft. I think I didn't have a good group of friends that were playing it for me to get with, you know? So who knows? Maybe I'll meet some folks someday that are actively playing it, and we'll all get together and have some fun.
Yeah, I don't play it anymore. It was one of the first MMORPGs though, so it's
Yes.
got a little piece in my heart. But yeah, Kaimo just said it straight. It's an experience. It's a whole deal.
Oh,
you don't just casually play it.
I would imagine the people I know who did play it that were just acquaintances and things like that were very, very dedicated to it, right? But it's one of the biggest MMORPGs on the planet, if not the biggest. World of Warcraft really ushered in the age of the MMO. Its massive scope, scale, and variety has kept players passionately engaged with its heavy lore and substance. And while some of its expansions have been better than others, this titanic franchise is still going strong with no signs of stopping. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah, I mean, they're not just going to let their game die.
You're like, that's all I have to say about that.
That's all I have to say about that, yep.
Well, it's all right. So that is going to wrap up the first 15 years worth of gaming anniversaries that we're going to be covering tonight, right about the halfway point in the show here at 10:30, where we're going to bunk in to some PoDunk news and let all of you beautiful people out there I started over again somewhere in the middle there. We're going to let all you beautiful people know about all the crazy fun stuff happening in your crazy PoDunk world. But first, we got some surprise fun for you guys. It's literally the only MMO that has any staying power. Yeah.
It's true. It's not going anywhere. It's not moving.
No, definitely. But what do you guys say we play a little bit of NEWSFLASH? You down, Aur3llia?
I'm down.
You ready to do it?
Oh, I have to minimize my chat, though. Bye, chat. Don't be naughty. Okay.
All right, so let's jump over here into the NEWSFLASH room. You'll be kind of extra giant here for a second, but that's fine. Feel free to, everything is to your right, just so you know. All right, so yeah, there's your adventurous world right there to your right. And again.
Am I going at it, or am I like side scrolling this thing?
Oh, you want me to give you hints already?
Well, fine. Okay, no. Start me up then.
No,
start me up.
No, it's okay. You're talking to us. Right, so you're doing a news review, but things are happening kind of behind you.
Oh, yeah, the thing Charboil did.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. And again, if you get an you want a microphone?
Yeah.
You could do the old hold the ear thing where you're like, "This just in, Bob. We want to let you know that these people are coming out. They're super excited here.
There are a lot of really cool people in chat." Back to you, Bandito.
You know it. There you go. I didn't get to do that earlier. But for anyone who's new and hasn't seen the NEWSFLASH game before, basically what we're going to do is we're going to digitally add Aur3llia into a video game world. She has closed her chat. She has no idea what you guys are saying or what will be happening behind her, but she will be trying to report on the scene behind her as we give her kind of fun clues as to the action that's happening, right? So what you guys have to do is watch the game and put some comments in chat. Nothing too specific. We want to keep it a little vague so that she doesn't really have too much of an idea, but we do want her to hopefully get to it at the end. So I'll kind of filter through some of what you guys are saying in case any of it's a little too on the nose. I might say it a little bit different or something like that, but I'll try to keep up with what you guys are saying, and I'll throw it at her, and let's see if we can help Aur3llia report on this fantastic game. She'll have 3 minutes to figure it out. Aur3llia, if you think you know the game somewhere in under the 3 minutes, just wait till the end before you make an official guess, okay?
Lame. Okay, no, I'm just kidding.
You're like 10 seconds in. I know the game. It's fine. We're done.
Okay. I'm probably not going to get it right.
No, it's all good. All right, so we're going to fire it up, and I want you to tell us what you see. Well, hold on. Let me see.
I don't know what I see.
No, yeah, but you just kind of be vague, like a fortune teller, you know? It's chaotic hellscape around me, Bob. You know, that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we're going now live to our reporter on the scene. Aur3llia, can you let us know what's going on in the scene behind you?
Well, there's a lot going on right now. You know, a lot of different vibrant colors and sounds for sure.
It does seem very vibrant. It looks like it's almost a sort of maybe townscape or something that you're in.
Yeah, definitely a townscape for sure. Yeah, I see some people.
Yeah.
Maybe hiding out over there.
I
don't know though.
Any of these people can help you? Oh, be careful! Ooh, watch out!
Oh
now.
God!
Yeah.
Oh no! What was that? I don't know.
It looked like
came
something
right at me.
Yeah, some just swooped right in there and grabbed that guy you were going to talk to.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
God.
This looks a little better. Here's like maybe someone near a boat or something. Maybe we can talk to this guy.
A boat. Hello. Hi. What the heck is going on, my friend?
Well,
Oh.
Do you think you should? Oh, I'm not sure you should be doing that.
God.
That
What
guy's
was
not
that? What
getting
was
up
that?
from that. That was in the face right there. That does
Oh,
not
no.
look good. That looks like, was this some sort of huge bat or something? What is this?
A bat?
now
I
this-
have no idea. It's really big.
Oh my God. Okay, be careful. It looks like you're on the heels of some sort of
Oh.
person that transformed into a monster of some sort.
Oh man, yeah, I guess I don't know what that
He looks
is.
like
What
he's
that
a-
was, just transform, man.
It looks like it's attacking people though.
Oh,
That's
it's
crazy.
attacking people. Oh no. Oh
They
God,
look like bad
don't
people
attack
though. I think they're bad people, so I think we're okay.
Oh, they're bad. Okay, that's fine. Continue on, sir. You're doing great, honey. You're doing great. Sorry, back to you.
Oh, it looks like there's some bow action there, some bows and arrows. Looks like they're doing really well. That's certainly a skill that's going to help out in this terrain. Oh my gosh! It looks like you just shouted someone right off the side of a building right there. That was crazy.
Yeah. I just, I got real aggressive with it.
There's a full moon out there. It says.
Oh wow. Look
Yeah.
at that. Do you see that, cameraman?
Oh, okay. Well, wait. Watch
Oh,
out. That looks
maybe
bad.
not, maybe
There's
not,
fire
maybe not. Just
everywhere.
kidding.
Fire
I'm just
everywhere,
kidding.
coming down from the sky. It's crazy. Oh man. Okay. All right. Wait. I think you're safe now. Oh look. Here's. Okay. So there's more bogs and bats and all sorts of crazy stuff. Okay. Maybe that guy was an adventurer like you. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get paid enough for Bandito. I don't get paid enough for this field work.
Do you have coins for this gentleman here?
Oh, yes, here.
He may have wares for you.
You have wares?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, here, Leah. This is my entire salary.
Okay.
so-
Oh, okay. Well, look at this now. This is some sort of spectral apparition or something.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
that's interesting. Is that person going to be able to help you out, you think?
I don't know. Can you help me? Hello? No? All right, that's cool. That's cool.
Well, they seem like they might need some help from you. That's interesting.
Oh, okay. Let's go on. Let's go on and go. I'll
Okay.
just follow me.
There you go. Well, she took you now to some sort of shop of some kind.
Oh, a shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're picking
Oh.
up a basket, it looks like.
A basket.
Yeah. And
Mm.
it looks like they're putting it on someone's head.
And someone's head.
Yeah. I'm not sure why they do that. Oh,
Huh.
okay. Here's someone who definitely needs some help. Because,
Some L's?
Yes.
He took an L?
No, he looks like he needs some help because,
Huh.
I think he used to be just like you, but it looks like he took an arrow to the knee.
Oh, he took an arrow. Dude, that feels bad. Now let me just. Can I pull it out for him? I don't.
All right. Well, that brings us back to the top of the video, guys. They're saying put a bucket on their heads and you can take what you like.
Dude, can I guess?
Yes. That takes
I'm
us
in
back
Skyrim.
to. Hey! You nailed it right there. You nailed it. Well, throw you some emotes out there. Good job, chat, throwing in some good hints there without being too on the nose. I was trying to keep up with you guys. There was a lot going on. A lot of different clips there, but super ton of fun. Great job, Aur3llia. What do you say? You want to get back in studio here?
Yeah, get me back in the studio.
All right.
PoDunk News.
Woot woot. All right, now we're in the newsroom, and we're going to tell you guys all about the beautiful PoDunk news going out in this crazy world. But Aur3llia, fantastic job out there reporting live from the scene of Skyrim. Now, did you feel like you were in any danger at any time?
I probably got some of my hair singed, for sure. I felt like I probably got, fire breathed by a dragon or something.
There was definitely some fire breath action, but don't worry, it looked like there was a Dovahkiin right close by that saved your bacon. So,
Bless.
but it was a super ton of fun, man. I think everybody really loved the Khajiit. As soon as he showed up, the chat was like, brah!
Khajiit has wares if you have coin.
They were nailing it. I felt like that'd be the part that chat would jump in there and know what was up. So, all right, guys, we got some fun PoDunk news for you. We got our top stories of the night, kicking it off right with the Sea of Thieves anniversary update coming out tomorrow, right? This includes 43 new achievements for a brand new 1,000 gamer points you can earn through your Microsoft account, and features 3 brand new play modes. Did you want to read those play modes, Aur3llia? You're like, nope. I do not.
I was looking at chat. I don't even know where we are.
It's okay. I was looking over here and I saw that you were looking over there and I was like, oh, I feel bad.
The arena?
Yes.
All right, and the Hunter's Call?
Yes.
And Tall Tales Shores of Gold.
Shores of Gold. You absolutely nailed it right there. So yes, all 3 of those expansions will be available tomorrow. So the arena is like a PvP area that you can get into. The Hunter's Call are new merchant missions. And the Tall Tales Shores of Gold is actually a story mode that you can co-op with players inside of the game. This, of course, also includes the new fishing modes and stuff like that are going to be available in-game. So it should be a super ton of fun. So everyone make sure to download your big update. And we just might be rocking some Sea of Thieves here on game night this week. You never know. Come check us out Wednesday night, 9 p.m. to see just what's up. Now, again, I'm going to preface our next slide by saying any spoilers in chat, our Master Moderator will absolutely axe you and time you out for the rest of today, and you will not be able to chat anymore. So no endgame spoilers. We are not going to talk about endgame spoilers, but I am going to cover the box office news, right? So these are just numbers. They're just figures, right? I can't tell if you're watching me or them.
The chat.
Okay.
For spoilers.
Okay, I'm not dropping any spoilers, right? But I do want to recognize the achievement that Endgame has been in the box office so far. Again, smashing a slew of records. I'm only going to read. Oh man, I can just tell. It's like I can't look at chat and that at the same time. So
I've got it. Just keep going.
All right. Well, I'm missing funny stuff. All right. So far, Endgame is the fastest to $100 million. The fastest to $200 million, the fastest to $300 million, the fastest film, right, to ever reach $350 million domestically. Right?
Jeez.
It is also the fastest film to ever reach a $1 billion total.
Ooh.
So its opening weekend globally was $1.2 billion, right? Absolutely crushing. Right, it's the biggest opening weekend in 44 international markets. It had the biggest opening day in China at $107 million, the biggest opening weekend in China at $330 million, almost matching the U.S. domestic, the top domestic Thursday preview ever at $60 million, the top single-day domestic gross both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It also
That's so much money.
It also has the biggest global IMAX debut ever at $91.5 million.
Jeez.
So as far as box office records go, we may be at the end game there. I don't think anything's going to top that for a while. That is pretty epic. The only goal that this has hereto not crushed is the domestic gross. But again, we're talking about its opening weekend. So Star Wars The Force Awakens did make $935 million domestically, which is absolutely crushing. That's light years ahead of most films. But will Avengers Endgame be able to catch that? I don't know. Its worldwide appeal definitely seems larger, considering if you took $350 million out of $1.2 billion, there's a lot of leftover there, you know? So it's a fantastic global success, and we'll have to continue to watch how it does in the next few weeks in the box office. But super good stuff. All we're going to say about it. We'll move on. All right, Aur3llia, why don't you tell the beautiful people about this one?
The music one?
Yeah.
Sweet. Guess what? Chat. Spotify is first to have 100 million subscribers in the world. And that beats out Apple globally because they only have 50 million worldwide, but not in the US because Apple leads Spotify 28 million to 26 million. But right. Spotify is better. Don't at me. Spotify is way better.
Yeah, Spotify's
Unless
fantastic.
you like T-Swift, in which case, good luck. She's not on there.
Well, obviously Spotify works on more platforms than a lot of the Apple stuff, because is the Apple stuff exclusive to Apple, or can you get like iTunes and stuff on like iOS?
No, I think it's Apple is Apple.
That is iOS. Yeah, but you know what I meant. On Android and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah, I don't even think, like, that's why a lot of podcasts, Spotify and other platforms, because the Apple Podcast app, the Apple Music app, and all that stuff is just, like, reserved for Apple phones. So when podcasts start getting big, typically they start on Apple Podcasts, but then the majority of them are on Spotify now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, quite an achievement for Spotify to reach.
Mm-hmm.
100 million worldwide.
That's a lot of people.
It is. A lot of record breaking in the news tonight, right? All
yeah.
right.
And that's just paid subscribers. Like, I'm
Yes.
wondering how many people Spotify even for free with ads.
Yes, yes. That's an excellent point. Did you want to take this one or you want me to take it? This is pretty fun.
No, that's you. That's all you.
All right. So the cyber hamburglar is loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. When it
I'm
comes,
loving it.
look at that. Nailed it. Bing. When it comes to the McDonald's app, someone in Canada is apparently loving it by using other people's money. Some have seen charges for food thousands of miles away from where they actually live, totaling well over $50, which is, not terribly difficult to do at McDonald's anymore. But if you were trying, that could be a lot of food at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the Hamburglar or burglars have stolen a total of over $2,000 of free food so far from the McDonald's app. So if you're using the app, maybe don't save your billing information to the app. I don't know. It's up to you. But it seems like it may not be the safest thing out there. So definitely do your research on that. Check it out and stay safe.
Did they just have did they leak it, or is it people? Do you know?
No, they don't know yet who's doing it. They have no idea.
No.
So
it's kind of like the Domino's Coke debacle.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. Very similar because, they're saying that they don't have a very high level of security on the app itself, but then they're letting people link their credit cards and information and stuff to it. So, hey, go ahead. Read it if it's funny.
Dog, $50 is so much food at Mickey D's.
It can be, right?
No, I want Mickey D's. I wish Mickey D's delivered in the UK. 47 McChickens.
Dude, hell yeah. Because, if you're ordering straight off the dollar menu, that could legit be 47 burgers,
Yeah, and then Ain coming in with the IT life hack. Don't save any personal information ever if possible. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, no, definitely. Sounds like an important tip there. All right, so in lieu of doing any local love tonight, we're going to do our Draft of Thrones recap right here in the middle of PoDunk News. So let's blast the video real quick and jump right back into the newsroom. What do you say?
That sounds great.
Yeah. Death and movies,
who will die next, who will die next, who will die next?
Points for nudity and the violence,
with his schemes and stab his power.
Who will rule the Iron Throne?
Find out next week, never this week, always next week.
PoDunk News.
All right, let's roll back into our slides right here and catch back up to the Draft of Thrones. Burp, burp. Here we go. All right, so again, real quick, we're just going to blast right through this because it was such a huge event that they had last night that we don't really want to get into any spoilers for the Battle of Winterfell for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. So without any spoilers, we did want to mention that Charboil has skyrocketed with his picks up to 770 points, absolutely crushing it. And you guys out there can probably guess where he's getting a lot of those points from if you've seen the show. That's so Three-Eyed Raven has now dropped down into second place at 470 points with a 300-point gap between him and first place. And coming in hot on their heels at number 3, El Bandito. Coming in with 305 modest little points. Womp womp. But hey, there's still 5 whole episodes left to go. A lot of killing, and most of my guys are still alive. So hey.
Bandito, what happened?
What happened to what?
Your points.
Oh, my points? Hey, they went up a lot. I had no points. I got up to 305.
Oh.
Hey, man, dude, Charboil was first pick. He got first pick every round. He got all the best people. I took last
wink,
pick. I took last pick every round. I was trying to be fair. I said if we're going to do both of us, one of us should pick at the end. But he was hosting it, so I had to let him pick first. And then I had to pick last. So
Okay, we'll see how you do next week.
I'm gonna stink. I'm gonna lose. No, hey, I've got an ace in the hole. They may or may not be dead already, but I had an ace in the hole. I had to run.
Hey, no spoilers. I'll ban you.
All right. Moving on. Last but not least, guys, we've got the headlines. Of course, this is a rapid fire segment of the news where we're just going to blast through just the headlines of some of the hottest and coolest stuff out there. And if you're interested, go out there and Google made it and check out the rest of it. But you probably heard about it already. First and foremost, you want to take this one, Aur3llia? It's a little wacky.
What? Weird black hole is shooting out wobbly jets because it's dragging space-time.
Yeah. I made
International Center for Radio Astronomy at Curtin University in Australia.
Yeah, that's where that headline comes from. And I wanted
Is that an actual headline?
Yeah, I wanted Aur3llia to read it because I don't even understand it.
So, okay, well, here. Hold on. So, I can explain it, but it would get really complicated.
No, that's
fast.
the whole point. It's just the headline.
Oh.
So we're just putting it out there for people to know that some black hole is apparently eating a red dwarf star and is bending space-time around it. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's
stuff.
why we were able to get a photo of it. If it had needing to be a black hole that we couldn't see, but because the matter was because the matter was being absorbed by the star, that's why we were able to take a picture of it.
See, look at that. Look at the big brain on Aur3llia here, coming in hot with the deets right there. I just threw that story in there as kind of a joke because I didn't understand it.
Yeah, they could have really probably named that better, but it's okay.
No, it's all right. That was the headline I saw, and I was like, that's a PoDunk news story. Mwah, magnifique right there. All right, coming up next, Bond 25 shooting has begun. The hereto unnamed James Bond film, the 25th in the franchise, has begun shooting in Jamaica with Daniel Craig, again reprising the role as James Bond. Have you ever been interested in that series, Aur3llia?
I've watched one of them. I don't remember which one it was.
Okay, no worries. I'm kind of a super big fan. I have a lot of the original 1960s novels and stuff from this, so I've always been kind of a big James Bond fan, but it all kind of stems from GoldenEye, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, how about this one?
I'm also catching chat. Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Halima Aden. Is it Aden? Halima Aden?
Yes.
Makes history as first woman to pose in a hijab and a bikini, which is awesome.
Heck yeah, in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. So super cool. Valentina TV, thank you for jumping in. So awesome to see you tonight. All right, and let's see. I think we've got two more quick headlines for you here. Amazon drops a bombshell, right? Mm-hmm. They are talking one-day deliveries will be the new standard for Amazon Prime users. Pretty epic, pretty scary for anyone that owns a retail brick and mortar store, because the prices that they can usually beat, couple that with being able to get it the next day. That's got to be pretty scary for a lot of retailers out there. But
I can buy all the cookies I want.
But very awesome for a lot of us. So, all right. Last but not least, do you want to take that one?
Burger King plans to roll out Impossible Whopper across the United States. April Fool's gag. Yeah,
it started off as an April Fool's gag as a burger that contains no beef. It's completely vegetarian. They only did it in a select area, like I said, as an April Fool's Day joke. But it was so successful that they've decided to roll it out nationally coming soon.
Cool.
Yeah, so pretty interesting stuff there. I know you're not a big fast food eater yourself. I don't
eat fast food.
I try to stay away from it too. I don't have a lot of luck, but I try. All right. But that's going to wrap it up for the PoDunk news, because we want to get back into some anniversary action. What do you have to say about that, Aur3llia?
Sounds good to me.
All right. See, now I'm missing a whole bunch of chat, though. I just leave it up to you, but then I want to talk to all these beautiful people as well. I can't wait for the Impossible or Beyond Meat to come here to the UK. All right. See, we got some fans out there. Culver's is life. Dude, Captain Teddy Bear, I feel you on a spiritual level. They, opened one of these new right in my area, and it is absolutely the bomb. I think I ate there every day for, a week, and then, I was like, I can't do that. That's too much red meat. Because it's just getting it. Oh my God. It's so good, though. It's so good. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quality content.
That's all right. You're chatting it up down there.
Yeah, I have to. Say hi to all my friends.
Golden Girl Bell's coming in with the Culver's. Culver's custard is overrated though. Too sweet. Oof. I don't know, man. Well, we'll agree to disagree on that one. But
so anyway, 20 years anniversaries.
I guess Aur3llia's getting ready to get done with the show. Let's go ahead. So yes.
No, I'm excited to talk about some of these.
No. I'm sure. So celebrating its 20th anniversary, you want go ahead, take the lead, take the first one, do it.
The first one?
Yeah.
Super Smash Brothers?
Yep.
On the N64?
You got it. Tell them all about it.
Whoop, whoop. Amidst a sea of high-stakes competitive fighting games with complicated button inputs, a plucky group of Nintendo All-Stars took the stage to duke it out in a clever blend of intricacy and chaos.
Absolutely. Now, through all the hype that was going on with Mortal Kombat and Street Fighters and Eternal Champions and Clay Fighters and everything else fighting game related, it took a while for Nintendo to finally join the bandwagon and say, you know what, we're going to make a fighting game. And not only did they make a fighting game, but they made a fighting game where they took characters from several of their different properties and was able to put them all together. So that, to me, is what really made this unique, is that you could have your Star Foxes and Pikachus, Samuses, and Marios all fighting each other. And this had to have been something that kind of caught on because it's still around today and kicking, isn't it? Chimera. Right? So is this a game that you've played yourself?
Yeah, I have. Not this particular version, as I did not have an N64, but I play a little bit. Not very good, but I play.
Well, it's okay. You know, most fighting games, it takes a lot of practice to get really good at. This one was a super ton when it first came out. Like I said, the N64 was a big system in my life, so this was definitely one that I tried my hand at quite a few times, but I've never been much of a fighting game person. So in the annals of time, it lays for El Bandito.
Kaima's played all the versions.
Played all versions, man. I am not surprised. Go ahead and shout out Chimera there. So if people want to check out some Super Smash action, they know right where to go. He is currently playing a lot of Ultimate that I've seen over there on his channel. He's an absolute beast at it. Super ton of fun. I love how he knows all the button moves and stuff, and he can just tell you everything while he's just destroying people in game. Super cool,
yeah, he's
man.
really good.
So definitely get over there and check him out, guys, and spread some love. One of our Twitch Legionnaires. Come on now. All right. Next up, celebrating its 20th anniversary, is Driver. Now, this is just the most blatant GTA ripoff, right? Where the player controls a former race car driver turned undercover police detective named John Tanner. It featured a storyline inspired by 1960s and 70s car chase movies such as Bullet and The Driver, right? And based in 4 real-life cities, right? Miami, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and New York. The original PlayStation 1 game was the best-selling of all the Driver games because it was the only thing out at the time that was very similar to Grand Theft Auto. But I will say, I played this game when it originally came out. I very much liked it. It had some really great driving mechanics that were just slightly better than GTA, but then GTA just blew them right out of the water with the next game. I think this might have come between... this might have come before GTA 3. I'm not sure on that. Go ahead. You gonna look that up, Aur3llia? You're like, what? I was not even listening to you at all.
I'm Googling it. I'm Googling.
You're all good. You're all good. Driver 2 was pretty fun on PS2. Yep. Yeah, these games were kind of fun. Not a fighting...
What GTA are we comparing it to? GTA 3?
Yeah, I just want to know what year GTA 3 came out. So I don't think...
2001. Driver came out in 99.
Okay, so yeah, this did predate it by just a hair. So very cool. But yeah, so GTA 3, when it came out, had so much more story, and it had that open world concept that Driver didn't really have. But it did kind of set the stage to make you want to really play GTA 3, for sure. All right.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater celebrating its 20-year anniversary, right? This, of course, led to every X Games style game that you've ever freaking played because it was pretty much the originator. If you want to talk about SSX, BMX games, BMX XXX, one of my favorite games.
I played the shit out of the Kelly Slater surfing game.
Yeah, see? That's what's up, dude. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, of course, having the hidden Spider-Man that you could play as a Spider-Man skin that you could unlock throughout the course of the game and then play as Spider-Man, which was a super ton of fun because he could actually do tricks where he'd web his board and bring it back to him.
Nice.
Yeah, so really cool game, really innovative, and really set the stage for a lot of games that followed it. All right. Also releasing in 1999 was Donkey Kong 64. Of course, this one, again, came out on Nintendo 64, and with its sprawling levels and exhaustive list of collectible items is probably what Donkey Kong 64 is best known for, but it was also the first game to require the Nintendo 64's expansion pack, right, which was like a little cartridge that you had to click open, and it expanded the RAM memory of the actual system itself. So there was like a little gateway, and you popped it open, and you put this little RAM thing in there, right? So if you were lucky enough to get the console that debuted with it, it was like this kind of translucent green console, and it came with the expansion in it and everything like that. It was a Christmas special, right? This takes it's like a special place in the history of N64, that translucent green console. So if you're lucky enough to get your hands on that, it's a super collectible today.
Yes, I'm agreeing with Ain. Ain says hands down the best N64 game. Yeah, I remember going over to my friend's house and playing this game and falling in love with it. Plus, that was just such a big advancement for hardware with the expansion.
Ain, you know GoldenEye was on N64, right? All right? Fight me, bro. Game was a masterpiece.
Unpopular opinions, Bandito.
Is that unpopular? I'm fairly certain it's like one of the top 10 best-selling games ever on N64. I'm not sure where it places compared to Donkey Kong, but we'll have to look it up sometime.
We'll look it up.
You're going to look it up right now?
Nah.
All right. So next up, celebrating its 25-year anniversary, going all the way back to 1994, we've got Super Metroid, right? An early exploration in environmental storytelling and some of the best boss battles in video game history helped cement Super Metroid's place in the pantheon of all-time greats. What do you think of Metroid? This is just a phenomenal series, I think.
Yeah, I liked Metroid a lot. I have that on my emulator, and I'm back and playing it.
Yeah, now I think Senior Bull was just saying this last week, but don't you think that Metroid would make a great movie?
I feel like it would be one of those things that's either really good or really bad.
Yeah. I mean, if you've ever seen the film Blood Rain that's based on the game we were talking about earlier, it is an absolute nightmare. It's like an attack on the eyes. It's literally one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. They treat things seemingly with a lot more respect these days, where if they get a property that they know has a fan base, they try to honor that fan base because they know it brings in more money. So if they can hit that avenue with it, I think it would be very successful.
I think so too. I don't know. I also feel like it would turn into one of those things, where like retro games make a comeback and then they get modernized. I would hate for it to have like an offshooting, like, oh, the new Metroid, blah, 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 and just turn into like a modern thing because it's such a nostalgic classic game.
No, that's very true. And I see what Chimera says, where he's like, I don't trust Nintendo movies. Dude, I hear you.
Yeah, me either.
And again, I say all that full well knowing the POS that Assassin's Creed, the film was, that just came out like a few years ago. And you're just like, what the heck did they do there? Like, that's a very well-told story throughout the course of the games. It's convoluted as shit. It's kind of time travel-y and timey-wimey, but you know what? They could have done something with it better than what we got. So, yeah, maybe this is best left to the hours and hours of story within game.
Yep, I would concur with that.
All right. Well, also celebrating its 25th anniversary is Donkey Kong Country. That's right.
Country.
This was the first game in the Donkey Kong universe that was delivered by Rare, right? So giving it a unique platforming experience with its own distinct feel, and it introduced several of the iconic characters that are beloved to this day. So
I agree.
I think I saw some Crash Bandicoot love in the chat just a second ago, right? Wasn't he also a Rare property?
I think it was.
I think he was. Rare does so much good stuff. Of course,
they do.
Tomorrow's their big update for Sea of Thieves,
It's true. I still need to get that game. Every time I about it, I'm like, I really...
No, hey man, I wanted to give you that coupon code thing.
I know, and then I forgot.
It's all right, dude. Like literally out of the 3 people I gave it to, I think only 1 person bought it. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
Fun fact about DK Country, one of my favorite composers, David Wise. He did a lot of music for DK Country, and he
very
did a
cool.
lot of music within the classic games. Not so much modern games, but yeah, he did good stuff, I think.
Yeah, I have to say,
Especially considering the hardware that he was working with.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. When you compare modern day gaming where they can have a full orchestrette versus people who were doing stuff on like MIDI tables and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you're like, it's kind of pretty challenging, you know? And you can tell there was a lot of games that didn't put a lot of effort into it. But when they did, it really showed. Like
Crash's Naughty Dog and Banjo Kazooie is rare.
Banjo Kazooie. Yeah. That's going back away, man. Thank you guys. Thank you for the correction there. You guys keep me honest. Conker's Bad Fur Day. That's a rare game. That's dynamite. N64 game. Super cool. Do you remember you could be the little teddy bear that had a katana and he'd run around and he'd chop someone's head off, and every time he did, he would go like, "Huda Kudasao!" It was like so dope, man. I absolutely love that game. Super ton of fun. Fantastic multiplayer for the cartoony game that it was. It just unnecessarily had this amazing multiplayer built right into it. So ton of fun.
Yes.
That's all right.
Don't leave awkward silence. I feel like I have to.
No, it's okay. Hey, I'm trying to give you...
I'm like, oh shit, did he ask me a question?
No. I'm giving the audience some breathing room. Sometimes I have to think about things too. I'm like, what am I doing? Am I done here? Do I go to the next slide? Next slide. Ha! All right. Warcraft, Orcs and Humans was the full name of the original entry into the Warcraft series. Super interesting title. If you've played 2 or 3, it's wildly different than the original. But the concept was there. It was fantastic. The mining for resources, the RTS strategy of it all. Super, super fun game. Like I said, one of my favorites. I actually played 2 first and then went back and played 1 later. But where you could ride like giant wolves and stuff like that. Super fun. Super cool game. Now, have you played any of the RTS games? I think you said earlier that you did not, right?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Not a one.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. I have to say they're pretty fun. But this original one came out exclusively for PC, right? And helped pave the way for the RTS boom of the 90s, right? It created one of the most enduring franchises that's still going strong to this day with games like Hearthstone and World of Warcraft.
Eric G says Warcraft is the thing that got him into PC games. He had it for Mac.
Ah, yes. I would totally believe that because this was probably the one series, like I said, I got in Warcraft 2, but this is what made me game on PC. And again, I didn't stick with it. I went back to being a console peasant for a long time. But when, I could hit some RTS stuff, ooh, that was choice, man. So Circle says, you keep talking about GoldenEye on N64. Did you play Perfect Dark? Did I play Perfect Dark? Okay, so Perfect Dark has the complex, which is the same level and the same name as the level in GoldenEye on N64. But the extra cool shit about Perfect Dark was it came with an X-ray gun that I can't remember the name of, but it could actually see enemies through walls, and you could zoom with it to see through different layers of walls, and then it would shoot like a railgun, boom, through all the walls and kill someone. Amazing game. Perfect Dark was totally sick. Absolutely loved it. What's funny is I think the sequels to both GoldenEye and Perfect Dark were subpar. Like their original games were like so groundbreaking, but all of the sequels they made to either never really lived up to the originals, which is weird when you think about it. But yes, Circle, boom, you're my boy, dude. You're on it. I don't mean to assume your gender, right? That's a thing we do. Yeah. See? All right. Next up.
SimCity? Oh.
What'd you say?
Can I take the next one?
Yeah, you can absolutely take the next one.
SimCity! I love this
Yay.
game. SimCity was the first of many games that gave people control of the living world. While city planning was fun, seeing traffic finally appear on your street was thrilling, and seeing it all come crumbling down seemed inevitable. Wow, I really butchered that. I just wanted to say that I loved this game because you could create your own little world, and you could use the economics, and you controlled how many jails and fighter stations and all this crazy stuff. You literally learned what made a successful city and what did not make a successful city. It was like, I used to play the crap out of Zoo Tycoon. I don't know if anyone played the Tycoon series, But SimCity was like a step up from like the Zoo Tycoon type of thing for me, because even though I think, SimCity came out before Zoo Tycoon, but I didn't play SimCity until after my time with Tycoon. So I like learned how to build a zoo, and I was like, well, shit, if I can run a zoo, then I can run an entire city. And I quickly learned that that was not the case.
That's very similar, right? Handing out a certain number of bananas to animals. And
yeah, it's the same thing, right?
Controlling city traffic, same thing, no problem. No, I totally feel you though. Yes, I started playing, I believe, on this original SimCity, that I actually played this original one, and then did play the Tycoons, but just like you said, it was like you started to play it, and I was like, this is like a Mickey Mouse version of SimCity, so I'm going to go back to that. And then from SimCity moved on to more like Civilizations and things like that, which is wildly different, but still kind of seems like the natural progression to say, I'll take my city, turn it into a civilization, and go from there. But one of my favorite things about SimCity is, like you read, the fact that you could summon natural disasters to like crumble your city to the ground when it started giving you shit, you know, because the people would riot and they'd like show up in the streets and yell at you and stuff. And you're like, you know what? I'll smite all of you for, you know, flexing up on Bandito.
Was it SimCity 2 that you were allowed to control the weather and like, have a tornado through?
Maybe. I might be mixing the two up a little bit, because I remember one of them was like you could literally summon an alien invasion. And
I think that's SimCity 2.
Yeah.
I might be mistaken. Let me do a quick Google.
It probably is. But, I mean, it looks like there's meteors and spaceships in this panel for the original SimCity.
You know, I have no idea. We'll just roll with it.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a SimCity 2. I'm thinking of SimCity, like, Creator or something, I think.
Here, wait. I'm trying to point at it. It's so damn hard to point. Like that thing. This thing was literally the thing I was just picturing in my mind as the alien thing that came down and was walking around. So well, hey, I'm going to stay on my side. That looked fresh, but all right. Also celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, we have Mega Man 2. Oh my God. Such an absolutely iconic series Mega Man is, right? A bit easier than its predecessor. Mega Man 2 was a lot more beautiful, right? It was unique on the NES with its giant, colorful, manga-inspired robot designs, right? And to this day is the best-selling of all Mega Man titles.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely fantastic game. Legendary game. So super fun. Oh my God, floppy disk games. There's something I haven't seen in a while. Yes, dude. I feel you. Tons of fun, though. One of the best games literally ever, Mega Man. Yes.
Bad Bones says 9 3.5-inch floppies for Doom.
Oh man, that takes me back. I remember going to like the kind of computer, I don't know if they'd call it an expo or a convention thing, right? But it was like 30 people that would like rent out the Civic Center, and you'd go there and they would have made their own like I can't believe I'm blanking on the word for it.
Oh yeah, the thing.
Mods. They'd make their own mods for games, and you could buy like a version of Doom that was like The Simpsons, and you'd play as like Homer Simpson, and he'd be like "Doh" the whole time, you know. So
Eric G says, "Okay, Bandito, it's time to." This is.
Hey man, we've got 10 more years to go. Oof. We got 10 more years to go. It's all right. At least I haven't played some of these other games. Although we're not going to help ourselves any, Eric G, by jumping into our first 35-year-old game stretching all the way back to 1984, Duck Hunt.
Wah, wah.
Now, is this something you've ever had experience with, Aur3llia? I bet it'd be pretty hard.
Oh, no, only the memes.
Okay, so this was a light gun game. I'm sure you've played those at arcades, you know, where you have to point the gun and it clicks at it, right? So old school CRT TVs worked very different than modern day HDMI TVs. Like a modern day HDMI TV won't use this technology anymore, but the light gun would basically flash, and it'd flash your screen for an instant so it could detect where you were shooting on screen. Interesting technology, super ton of fun. And this light gun was a natural match for the NES, and Duck Hunt was its killer app, pun intended. It was a simple concept, but it worked, right? And I will say this. If you have played this game, this dog is your sworn enemy for life. I don't care how much you've played the game or how good you are at it. I don't care how much the dog has retrieved the ducks that you've killed. When he laughs at you, It is the most rage-inducing of all NES games. Probably not. That's probably way over-exaggerating it. But I hated this goddamn dog. That's what I'm driving at. He was probably my first bully in life, was this dog that would laugh at me.
Says,
when you
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Chimera says he's my sworn enemy in Smash too.
He's the guy, dude. The guy, though. You know how it is. Because, Aur3llia, if you've ever seen it in the memes, he pops up and he's just like, ha, ha, ha. He just laughs at you. He's a total schmuck. And you're like, you're my dog. You know I feed you, right? Why are you going to sass me like that? You know? So that is the beauty that's Duck Hunt. And exciting news about Duck Hunt is very, very soon, they will be re-releasing this game for HDMI televisions using a bit of different technology. But we read the story a few months ago. I haven't checked it out in a while, but treat that as headline-style news where you can go and Google that up. But there should be an HDMI-compatible new retro version of this coming out very soon. All right, next up. Oh, yeah, that might be something for you to try, Aur3llia. It might be fun.
Oh, doing Duck Hunt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be a blast.
It seems pretty cool. So, all right. Our other 35-year-old game is Tetris. You want to hit up Tetris, Aur3llia? I know you're a Tetris girl. Come on now.
I want to hit up Asteroids.
Okay.
I'm spoiling it.
No, well, we got a minute to go. You want to skip over Tetris and the other?
No. We can keep going. I just don't know as much as you do, I think.
Oh,
for
no,
those
it's all right. Okay, yeah, I mean, okay. I was around when these came out. Thank you for that. It's all good. Tetris was a worldwide hit by 1989 thanks to its inclusion with the original Game Boy when it was released, right? But 5 years earlier, Tetris had been released on PCs. From there, it was a slow build as it was shared, hit arcades, and then found its way to every platform imaginable. Oh, geez. Imaginal. That's like judicial. That's one of the words you can't say without sounding a little drunk. You know? Go ahead, say judicial.
Judicial. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, see, you sound a little drunk, right?
I didn't know that Tetris was 1997 IGN of like the all-time game of the year. That's cool.
No, it was the greatest game of all time.
Oh, all time.
Yeah.
Dude, nice.
In 1997, they voted it the greatest game of all time because it was the most universal game that everyone could play it, and you could play it on such a variety of platforms, which in 1997 was hereto unheard of, you know?
Sorry, X-Squire was like, judicial, you say.
Yeah, hey, throw X-Squire a shout-out down there for me. If you guys need any legal advice, do not bother X-Squire, but go and watch his channel. Amazing Destiny player, super ton of fun. You'll oftentimes catch him playing with both Treason and Severed Astro. So super fun, guys. Get out there and check them out. Thank you for stopping in, X-Squire. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate all you beautiful people out there. Don't think that I don't. Throwing out some love for you there. To all of our beautiful Legionnaires. There's some Legion love for y'all. All right, but next up, I think we're getting into an area here that Aur3llia is super, super, super fond of because we're cranking back 40 years into some Atari classics, right? Starting off here with Galaxian, right? Releasing in 1979. One of the earliest full-color games, Galaxian was a Space Invaders upgrade that saw the enemies breaking from formation to attack in sweeping patterns. Your Enterprise knockoff of a ship moved a little slow and could only fire one bullet at a time, but that was mostly corrected in Galaxian's successor, the 1981 Galaga.
Sweet. I think I've only played Galaxian at an arcade.
Yeah.
Like an old school arcade we have here. But I had a Nintendo DS game that had Galaga and Pac-Man and Dig Dug on it. It was like a Namco cartridge. Yeah, and I played a lot of Galaga on that.
Yeah, the Namco bundles are the bomb, dude. But yes, Galaga's probably the one more people are familiar with because, again, as its predecessor, and it had like kind of better ship action, like better player action. You could shoot more, get different weapons and stuff. So I think a lot of people remember Galaga more fondly than Galaxian. But 40 years, man, that is going back a ways. And it's awesome to know that people are still enjoying these games today.
Yeah, they're classics.
All right, so it looks like I think you're gonna have to take the last two, Ori. What do you think?
I can do it. I can do it.
All right, come on, chat. Let's give her some encouragement. Let's see some emotes down there. Wrap up the night with our last two games. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I got something special for you guys right after our last game here that I'm going to share with all you beautiful people. But for right now, let's head on in to Asteroids.
All right, Asteroids. I love this game so much. Asteroids blew a lot of minds in 1979. It used a vector display to draw its angular asteroids, an unusual way to do graphics at the time. The result was an inky black screen filled with smoothly rotating stark white space rocks, a far cry from clunky graphics of Space Invaders. And through the previous year, it truly felt like the future. So I love Asteroids. I've played the crap out of this game at a local arcade. I have like a high score on the Asteroids machine.
Nice.
I love it because it's just so simple, but so frustrating and so strategic all at the same time. And like the article says, like it was so different for what graphically you're used to seeing. Like in the arcade box, you know, it's light, like there's flashing of light, and then there's white on black, and the contrast just like keeps your mind so enamored, but it's so simple at the same time.
No, absolutely. And the fact that they use these kind of traced outlines, like you said, in vector art, meant that they could scale these shapes up and down relatively quickly without them ever pixelating. They would always look very clean no matter what size they were. And they could freely rotate around and do different things that a lot of raster graphics or 8-bit style graphics wouldn't be able to do or maintain at different intervals. So it honestly saved a ton of RAM and information from the game to be able to produce these things in vector. So it was one of those things of like, yeah, we have to code a bit more math to it, but the end result is going to do a lot less work on the front end of the machine, which made for a very streamlined experience. Like this game is fast, right?
Yeah, and that's why most people, like, I feel like this game is so underrated because it was so smooth and because it was so different. It frustrated people because they were used to having more like blocky angular movements, and then this game you're just flying around and it just threw people through a loop.
No, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. I think you hit all the highlights of this game, and the one thing I would love to say about Asteroids is how many iterations of this game I've played. As mini games inside of other games, this is probably one of, if not the most reproduced games ever. You know, aside from Candy Crush, because there's like a million of those jewel collecting little games, right?
Yeah.
But even playing, say, South Park Chef's Love Shack, I think it was, had a mini game called Asses in Space that was based off the Terrence and Phillip from the franchise. And it was just literally butts floating around exactly asteroid style. And you were in a little ship shooting them, you know? So it's just one of the constantly most parodied games. And so well remembered because of all the things you mentioned about its superior gameplay and interesting concept. Because again, as a space game, to keep it black and white really gave it that eerie sort of space feel.
Yeah, for sure. Can I go to the last one?
Go to the last one? You want me to do it? You want me to do it? Are you ready, chat? It's the last one. Also celebrating its 40-year anniversary. Tell them what they got, Aur3llia.
It's Adventure on the Atari.
Woot, woot.
If you guys know me, you know that I love this game. I fell in love with this game because it was such a huge deal in gaming for its time. Warren Robinette, the designer of the game, had so many challenges to overcome. He had to overcome programming, he had to overcome hardware, and he had to overcome Atari's management. Basically, Warren Robinette was told that he was not allowed to credit himself within the game. And so what he did was he programmed this elaborate series of tasks that you have to do. And then if you did all these things just right, and then I'll explain how, because I just like will rave about it. You bring this little pixel over here, it unlocks this gate, and you go through it, and it flashes his name in rainbow colors. And it was the first Easter egg in gaming history. And now there's Easter eggs like all over the place, but it's just like the biggest freaking deal ever.
Absolutely.
And, yeah.
Yeah, as a solo programmer, I can understand the massive, colossal undertaking it would have been to work inside the kind of corporate wheelhouse and develop a game and then be told you couldn't credit yourself in the game.
Yes. Yeah. And the way he did it was so smart. Like when Atari was like, okay, let's see the game, let's code or whatever, he had the combination and sequence. It was in the game just as normal stuff that you would do. So it didn't stick out. And he didn't even like show them the final thing until it was already done. So by the time people were playing this game and by the time the Easter egg was discovered, it was too late. But at that point, everyone was freaking out. They're like, oh my God, Warren Robinette, his name's in here. That's so cool. And Atari was like, okay, like, all right, we made a mistake.
Yeah. They're like, okay, you got us good.
Through you. Yeah.
Well,
it was awesome.
For anyone who hasn't seen it, there you go.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've really heavily considered, I need to get a capture card, but I know how to do speed run of Adventure, and I can, like, in 20 minutes, I can finish the game, which is not fast by any means. I say speed run loose term, just like not tons and tons of hours. Like, I can efficiently complete the game and then get the Easter egg. And so I've been thinking about trying to get that going. It's such a forgotten game, and Easter eggs are everywhere now. They're in movies, they're in games, they're in everything. And Robinette, he was the OG. he's the man.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I have to say, it sounds pretty impressive to me to speedrun an Atari game in any sense, considering a lot of it looks like this. And you don't really have a lot of instructions as to what you're supposed to do. So,
yeah, no, you don't.
Yeah, memorizing all the bits and pieces of it and being able to repeat them, to me, is really fascinating. You know, I've watched other players before. I've honestly watched you play Atari games before, and you've blown my mind at it. That I've been like, holy cow. Because I remember being a kid playing them and being like, I don't understand this. I hate it. You know, having all the patience that a kid does, you know. But you're obviously someone who got into these at a very early age as well. But you have the sort of mentality and patience to sit through it and figure it out. The intrigue captivated you, and I think that's really fascinating. So
thank you. Yeah, it's so good. It's really good. If you guys like are super curious, you can look up YouTube videos. People like speedrun it and go through it a lot. So yeah.
Well, I
sorry.
No, it's okay. I figured you'd have a gas, that being our final game of the night that we wanted to talk about, and I knew it was something that, you know, was very special to you, and you had mentioned to me several times before, so I was really excited to see all the phenomenal games that came out on this list tonight, because I think all of them were something that you and I both had some interaction with somewhere in our lives, and that's what it's all about. You know, that's what
and
gaming...
everyone in chat too.
Yeah, exactly. So many people down there in chat throwing down their thoughts on games, how they felt about certain games, what led them to play different games based on that game or that interaction. And, you know, that's what gaming's all about, is that shared experience, you know, where we can all say that we've played the same game, but how did you do it? What did you do from there? You know, how did you figure it out? You know, there's so many fun little interesting things like that, and ways that we can share and get together and get to know each other through games, that it's truly amazing. And I'm so glad to be able to be part of a gaming community now, kind of for the first time in my life, that's so in-depth and so large. And I think all of us should take the time once in a while to just appreciate this experience, being able to have this, being able to have Twitch at all, or the kind of MMO style games or online games, period. You know, stemming from someone who played a bunch of games as a kid by myself because I couldn't connect with people online. You know, I have to be that guy that's like, you guys have an awesome opportunity here, and I love to see how well you're using it, and I love to see the wonderful community that you guys are building around it. You know, it's literally been one of the things, and like I said, in the past decade, that has kind of warmed my heart, you know, and I, you know, feel very included in that, and that's awesome, you know. And I have to say, you know, thank you to Aur3llia for joining us tonight and for coming out here and sharing all of your game knowledge, which again really blows my mind. I feel like I'm the jack of all trades, guys. I know a little bit about everything, but not really a whole lot about anything. But you seem to know a whole lot about a lot of things, which constantly...
Oh, gosh. Only some things.
Well, it constantly
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. I always like hanging out with all you guys in chat and seeing your comments and just seeing like how everyone inputs and connects and experiences games in their own way. It's just the best part about gaming.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And I think the more we get into games that give people the freedom to really play their own style, the more we'll really get to enrich that experience.
Yeah.
You know, so I love that with games like big RPG games or like Fallout and things like that, where you can make so many choices about your character and then tell your friends and realize you both had the same story but live different lives doing it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's pretty amazing. One thing I would love to do tonight before we go, like I said, I believe this is the last chance we're going to get here on the Power Hour to get us up to our sub goal. So, Aur3llia, what do you think? Can you find anybody out there in chat that we can gift a sub to?
Ooh. There's a lot of subs in this chat. I'm not going to lie to you, Bandito.
There are. I see someone special.
I've got this. I've got this. Yeah, I've got this.
I mean, if
Don't
you want to
even
sub,
fret.
feel free to say hi.
I've got this. Do 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 do.
Dude, I literally have my finger on the button. I didn't mean I would have gifted it to him already.
Gotcha.
Oh, you did. Okay. You got me on that one, but the next two I'm gonna get. LaFleur, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Super ton of fun. You deserve a little bit of love, man. You got it now. Get out there into them other chats and spread it. It's all up to you to get out there and spread the love, guys. Who else we got out there that wants to get hit with a free sub tonight? I feel like getting a fourth emote. I know some beautiful people out there would love to have a fourth fun little emote to have. So, you know, if you want a sub, just say hello. We'll hit you with that sub.
There are so many subs in this chat.
I know, that's amazing. You guys are the absolute best. I'm like, I feel more like awed by that, you know? All right. Well, maybe we can squeeze a couple more in on game night. I believe we're only 2 away now. So
we can do it.
Yeah, if you guys want
game night, bring your friends.
Took the words right out of my mouth. That's why you're the greatest guest co-host I could possibly ask for. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh,
also,
Death Check is in here.
Hey, there's Death Check. Hold on. Don't. I got it. There we go.
Cargo butt. One of us.
Hey, Death Check, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us tonight. There you go. You got a little bit of love in your life. Get out there and spread it, all you beautiful people. Spread it around. Let them know what's up. Let them know to stop by the Power Hour for a fun and exciting 7-hour-long show about the latest and greatest stuff going on. I appreciate you beautiful people hanging out with us so late tonight. It was so much fun to have Aur3llia on the show. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to celebrate our Follow-Versary here tonight and to do it by celebrating so many video game anniversaries and to share so many exciting gaming memories with not only you, but with all the beautiful people out there in chat. So thank you guys for hanging out tonight and having a super ton of fun. And what do you guys say we spread a little bit of love? What do you think, Aur3llia?
Yeah, let's spread some love.
All right. Any suggestions out there that you have, Aur3llia, or you want me to pick?
Pick.
Me pick?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to pick somebody here. We're going to shoot over and say hello and see what's shaking.
There's a lot of friends out on the Twitchiverse.
There sure are. There's a lot of people, and I'm just clicking on random stuff that I shouldn't be clicking on.
A Bad Bone says, great show, brings back cool memories.
Very cool. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I'm trying to get things set up right here for 1 second.
Oh gosh, Aru, just tell me who you want to raid and I got you.
All right, why don't we hit up Booby Trap out there? She's hanging out playing some PUBG out there.
PUBG.
Yeah. Can we give a shout out to that
good.
awesome mod? Absolutely we can. I'm going to hit that right now. There we go.
Oh,
J-Dog got it. Look at that.
Oh, Jay, thank you.
Coming in hot. Absolutely, guys. Get out there and check out Aur3llia. She's a fantastic charity streamer. Just absolutely crushed a goal this past week.
Thanks to you guys.
Yes, thanks to all the beautiful people out there throwing out some subs and throwing out some donations that went straight to Player versus Hunger, Aur3llia's charity campaign for April that just wrapped up. And her goal was to get $200, which would equal 100 meals for food insecure children out there. She ended up raising over $350, right, which is pretty close to, I think, 175 meals, if not a couple more. So fantastic work, actually recognized by Player versus Hunger itself just earlier today, who tweeted out a bunch of messages about you and your campaign. So super exciting stuff. Hopefully you'll continue to be able to work with them in the future. But I know that Aur3llia will be promoting a brand new charity this Friday on her amazing stream, which usually runs Friday nights, Saturday nights, and sometime on Sunday. So I encourage all you beautiful people out there to get out there and check it out. And Aur3llia, any final words for the beautiful people out there?
Ooh, I can close the stream right here and now. You ready? You ready?
What are you going to use the other F word? Is that what you're
I'm gonna be Charboil.
Oh, you're going to Charboil it up?
Yeah.
All right. If you want to do it. But let me say again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's an absolute pleasure. Can't wait to see your stream on Friday. Anyone wants to come by for game night Wednesday night, we'll be having some fun, probably playing some Sea of Thieves. We'll be back next week. Senior Boy will be back here having a super ton of fun. Thank you, beautiful people, for being out there. You got a little bit of love with you tonight. Get out there and spread it.
Yeah.